Hello everyone. Phoenix61 here with your Legends shenanigans for the day. We are in the Odachi. This is a fun ship, right? You're getting a teeny tiny health pool for the tier. So I've built full into like concealment and torpedoes for the most part. The nice thing with this ship, right? I think it's been on and off, or maybe always. I don't know. I think I got it for global XP in the store, right? So if you're interested in it, you can get it, free-ish because you can earn global XP just from playing the game, right? Check that out if you're interested. If you like Japanese torpedo boats, right? Great, it's a good choice. The nice thing with this one is you get your standard smoke screen and engine boost, but then you also get a reload booster. So this will be kind of similar to, a little bit almost like one of the current campaign ship choices, right? There's a tier 8, so it kind of reminds me of that a little bit, right? So I'm still not sure which campaign ship I'm going to pick up this time around, but anyway, so we're going to park right behind, notice just to behind us out of screen, right to my ship's left side, right to the port side here or whatever. There's an island back there, right? And the reason I'm stopping here is because see these torpedoes, right? So from an enemy destroyer, right? They're gonna typically, if you've got longer range torpedoes, most of your slightly smarter than average player is going to send torpedoes to the sides of those islands, right? That are through the zones because they'll get more out of them, right? They'll potentially get ships that are coming around that island or around those corners, right? So that's kind of why I stopped where I stopped. Now, we have a little bit better concealment than him, so, right, we're going to actually pick him up. And so he's at 5.3 kilometers. Up in the top left by the minimap, you can see my spotting range is 5.1. So I can sit here and just kind of try and keep him spotted for my teammates. Just use, we've figured out that we have slightly better concealment than him, so we could just sit here, use our slightly better concealment, and try and either scare him out of the zone, right, by keeping him spotted, or keeping him spotted enough that my teammates can shoot him. Of course, if we shoot our guns, we're going to be spotted, right? So I was holding off doing that. I did use the reload booster there to try and get some hits on these guys, and of course, yeah, we got a whole lot of nothing. But then he also has now given up his position here by dropping this smoke screen. So I'm going to send our second 2 racks of torpedoes. We're going to spread them out a little bit here, try and get as much coverage of that smoke screen as we can. And then, yeah, he's still doing it, right? He's still sending torpedoes on each side of that island. So our strategy thus far has worked. Trying to get as much dispersion in the smoke screen as we can with the torpedoes, and we'll see if we get a hit on him. But he's being stubborn just like we are and trying to stay in the zone and contest the zone. So we do get the hit there. 1 torpedo is all it took. We got pretty hefty torpedoes here. And then right now we've got free reign to try and cap this zone unless the enemy cruiser and battleship want to push up and in. So Talon, right, and actually here he comes. Right, so we can't take him on, right? Like we know we can't beat him out, so we'll start moving away. If he moves into the zone here, right? So we're just gonna play it smart here. Right, I've built into torpedoes and concealment, right? So like we have to slow play it, wait for the reload on the torps, and do that, right? So I do kind of always advocate for trying to like space out your torpedo racks so that way if you do get like a flood, right, like you can trigger another one later, right? But for this game so far, I've been just sending them back to back just because we know these guys are pushing up. It's hard to utilize the strategies that require patience, for me at least, right? But yeah, both these guys are moving through that smoke, so sending both racks works out here. I think we get a hit on this. Oh no, we missed the Dakar. Okay, so we got a whole lot of nothing that time. So I dropped the smoke screen. These guys have moved out, right? We were able to get the solo capture here, and so we'll pick on them and fire our guns. We've got this battleship that moved into the zone, so he's gonna obviously be doing plenty of spotting for us here. Torpedoes from the Dakar. They don't have enough range to get to us, I don't think. I think it's 6 kilometers, maybe. So we'll just keep picking on these guys. I'm going to send the torpedoes, even though I kind of think they're going to move away. They reload so quickly on this thing, so use a little bit of what we have left of this smoke to try and get some cheap shots on these guys, trigger some fires maybe. Talon's trying to run away and kite away and doesn't have a fire, so I'm trying to get one on him, but He's right at range now, so we'll take our last shot here at the battleship.
Engine boost activated.
And we do get spotted because of me firing the guns, right? I kind of figured he's gonna be focusing on like this. The battleship on my team is getting low on health, right? So I kind of figured he'd be focusing on that battleship, so we can get away with some cheap shots here. Our Zara takes out the Talon, so we don't have to worry about him anymore, right? So it's just this battleship on this flank. So while I've got an ally alive there, right, I'm gonna take my chances here and get some freebie shots off on him, right? Because he's gonna try and finish the battleship off, right? And then we'll wait a little bit on the torpedoes so that we can try and hit him on the other side of this island here. So I'm just kind of trying to keep an eye on lining up the shot here. So we'll fire those there. We'll try and hold off on Iraq. And then we've got a Connecticut in the... What is this? The Sea Cap Charlie here. Right, so their spawn point, and then I'm just watching my concealment and watching their range, right? So these look good, so we won't need to send any more torpedoes towards him. I think we should be able to finish him off if we get at least 2 hits. Let's see here. Yep, 2 hits does it, so that's kill number 2. We'll start moving around and working on this Connecticut if we can. He is, since he's backing up, he's going to be out of range. I think we got 10-kilometer range on these torpedoes. There is an option for, what I think, either better reload or more damage on the torps. I'll show you for this ship, right? You kind of have a... It's one of the few where, like, you know, a module is kind of optional, and you kind of have to decide based on your playstyle, right? But there's an option to shorten the torpedo range down to, like, 8 kilometers, maybe. I'm not sure. And then they would either, I think, do more damage or faster reload. So we'll take a look at that, too. I kind of assumed that Connecticut's going to start moving up, so I fired up in front of him. And then we did the widespread there, right? We're going to reload pretty quick. And we'll see if we can sneak into the zone here. Alright, we're going to have to deal with this black, too. So black's got radar, right? If he's got any charges left, we are kind of getting to the later stage of the game here, so we'll have to see. But we're going to keep our distance. I don't want to get spotted, right? That's the whole kind of point of this, you know, this playstyle of this ship. At least my preference, right? We don't have a lot of health. We don't have the greatest guns. So we've built into everything else. Torpedo hit on the Connecticut. Triggered a flood. He put that out right away, right? He's super low on health now. He took a salvo from probably our cruiser over in D. It was a pretty hefty chunk. And I'm like, alright, we can see if we can cheese the kill here on him. So we need to aim a little bit higher because we're hitting armor there. So it kind of aim towards the guts, right? Right just under the flight deck there. Yeah, we do some damage that time finally. I'd like to say we like cheesed that kill, right? We kind of stole it, but we did do that. We did do a good chunk of damage with that torpedo too, right? And then I know this black is over in this direction somewhere, so I'm gonna send the torpedoes, right? They reload quick, so I'm gonna use them. So we're gonna send them through that zone, right? We did get spotted because we fired at the Connecticut, so he knows we're over here. He knows, you know, most likely a black player is going to know that they've got better guns and a better situation than we do. So we do need to try and keep our distance if he spots us, and we do have a smoke screen left if we need it. We will have to watch out for his radar, but we're going to hope for the best on these zoning torps here to try and get a lucky hit on him, right? So I know he's still kind of about over there, so I'm going to highlight it. He's not in the zone, right? He's not that close. There's his radar, though. And yeah, he must have... He must have tripped it right as he saw the torpedo coming just to try and pick us up. So we do get the kill on him. So this kill number 4. I've got 2 ships left to try and get a cracking with here. We'll see if we can make it happen. I'm going to play it safe here, right? The game isn't won yet, right? Like I I should be able to get this, right? We should be able to do this just fine because we are a sneaky torpedo boat and there's no destroyers left. Baltimore does have a radar, so we'd have to worry about that. But our Siegfried takes out the Bismarck. So Baltimore's all that's left. He's kind of low on health, right? So we're going to have to get really lucky on a torpedo hit here. I'm kind of hoping he's going for... I'm looking at the mini-map. It looks like he's going for my other destroyer. So have to see what happens here. He uses a radar charge to... Ooh, there's torpedoes out there. Dude, from the black that we had just killed... Oh, man, he was... Wow. Got real lucky with those those torpedoes that we had killed that black feels like quite a long time ago. All right, so now we definitely do have to be careful, right? We need to be the one that probably stays alive here, so we're gonna have to be careful here. But I am being like selfish and trying to get a crack into. So I'm gonna move out and see. We're just gonna kind of hope for the best that he didn't, for some reason, just full charge in this direction. So I'm going to send the torps. We're going to do the widespread again here. Yep, there he is. So we get a little bit lucky there, right? He's not close enough to us to spot us, so we're fine. So we'll start moving away. I do think he's got like 9-kilometer range radar, right? So we'll have to try and keep our distance here. And then I think my cruiser buddy is low on health as well. Well, not as well, right? We're not low on health, but we've got such a small health pool to start with, right? So he's using island cover. Yeah, he is low on health. So I'm the only one spotting him. You know, I'm the only one spotting the Baltimore right now for the time being, and he's trying to keep... Our Zara here is trying to keep out of line of sight of the Baltimore. But yeah, here's Baltimore's radar. He does look like he's taking the shots at... and I just know. I know that if I smoke, right, he's going to go unspotted. So I'm just trying to keep him spotted. Let my teammate, you know, try and get the kill here if he can. And then we've got 5 seconds left on our torp, so that'll give us another chance here. If Baltimore doesn't get taken out by these Zara torps. We'll see here. So I'm like being cautious. I don't want to. I'm gonna, yeah. So you got that guy gonna finish each other off. That's fine. Yeah, I was hoping to be able to use, like, if that Zara could have stayed alive a little bit longer, right? We could drop the smoke and then start firing our guns, because that's going to be it on time there, right? Like, something's going to happen, right? But we do get top spot on the leaderboard with 3,000 XP, and like I said, we'll go through the build and how I have the commander set up for this, too. Yeah, so I'm using aiming system here. Gives us a little bit better torpedo launcher, traverse speed or whatever. Propulsion mod, and then concealment, obviously. And then I am using the torpedo reload boost, or, you know, thing. And then here's your optional slot here. So I don't choose this, right? So I don't have this on. Yeah, so it takes 3 kilometers away from range, increases speed, and increases damage, right? So if you want those 7-kilometer range torpedoes that are a little bit, you know, there's a balance there, right? So I kind of prefer the range. The torpedoes are pretty beefy to start with, right? Especially since they're Japanese torpedoes. But movement speed and concealment, right? And torpedo damage, we're kind of doing a jack of all trades here with inspirations here. So just destroyer detectability and damage, and then torpedo speed and movement speed for those 2 guys. I think those are both free to play guys, right? And then she's got torpedo speed and engine boost cooldown time. So the torpedo speed is nice. That always gives their enemies less time to react when those torpedoes are moving faster, right? I went for the subsurface venture to get the extra reload time out of it, too. I don't mind the penalty to the guns since we don't use the guns very much. And then she's got this, this perk that decreases the torpedo, makes the torpedoes harder to spot, basically, by 100 meters. So it gives giving your enemy less time to react to torpedoes. And then I'm using back in stock for faster reload. I know some people live by like those perceptive and twist and track perks, but that's my preference. And then maximum cruiser or destroyer speed, and then I'm using unstoppable for the legendary perk. That's pretty typical for destroyer, right? Like there's only a few exceptions out there where I don't use unstoppable as a destroyer, but That's going to be our video for the day, guys. Thanks so much for watching all the way through here. Please do consider subscribing, right? Click on my icon that shows up in the bottom right of the screen as the video ends here. And check out my channel and subscribe. I really do appreciate that. And I try to do Legends videos every day, right? Occasionally I get busy with real life, right? But I try to do Legends videos every day. So if you are following, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks again.